Hey, what's going on YouTube? Back here again with episode number 3 of the 9 Elements of Arm Wrestling. Today we are doing some back pressure and posting pressure training. I got 3 movements today, so it's going to be a short workout, kind of like the other one was. Just very focused, very straight to the point. It's not a lot of supplemental exercises in this workout today. The first exercise I have is straight up table back pressure, and I'll show you guys the way that I do this. You can vary it a little bit. Obviously my pulley angle, and I mentioned this way back in the first episode, the pulley angle is lower than my hand height. So as you can see, it's down at a down angle right now, and that's really going to increase the activation of my elbow flexors down here, my elbow flexion. And then the way that I do my back pressure, and this is going to be 10 sets by the way, usually between 3 and 12 reps. This is one of those movements that I do PR every now and again. I'll go for a max lift just because it's a lot of brachioradialis and raw bicep and even shoulder power, the way that I'm going to show you guys how to do it here. So you can really go heavy on this one if you'd like. But today I'll probably keep it in the 6 to 12 rep range. Still recovering a little bit, and I'm starting to get really close to what I believe is 100%, so I'll be doing some heavy videos here soon. But anyway, I'll set up. Now the way that I do my pronation is very close to my setup where my shoulders are square like this, elbow inside of the pad, and sometimes for lightweights I'll do my back pressure like this as well. It's very tight connected, just like so. And I'll even dip down sometimes. The lower you dip, the more vertical your forearm, and you'll see I'm starting my forearm quite vertical. This is just because this is very close to where I'll start angle-wise, or try to start in the ready go. So I'm trying to train this really tight angle here, just like that. But then when I'm going really heavy, sometimes I'll actually move my elbow towards the outside of the pad. And what that allows me to do is turn just a little bit and access a little bit more side pressure power and shoulder power. And this is what that'll look like, just like so. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I can do quite a lot more weight with that method, accessing my shoulder a little bit more, my elbow a little bit more, using a little bit less of straight brachioradialis and bicep. But they both have their benefits. This way, where I go closer to my starting position, elbow inside, really tight. This is really good for building this tight connection here. This is going to be really good for building just raw forward strength. If you want to max out and access your lat a lot more, the shoulder and the side pressure, just kind of do it that way. Rarely do I ever drag my elbow too. I don't do a dragging back pressure. Mine's almost always rotating off the back of my elbow there and dipping my whole body down. So I'm going to do, like I said earlier, about 10 sets of this, 3 to 12 reps. Today though, I'll probably go up to 6. I might even show a set or 2 of this actual lift on the other videos I've just been skipping along through. But if I go a little heavier, I might show my right arm doing some sets, maybe even my left. But I'm going to knock out these 10, about a minute to a minute and a half of rest in between, and I'll come back with the next exercise to show you guys in the form with that as well, or maybe an extra set in there for you guys with this if I go pretty heavy. But we'll see. I'll see you guys here in a bit. Alrighty guys, so I was doing my sets here, and the right's actually feeling pretty darn good. So we might get a PR today. I don't know. The most I've ever done back pressure with the secondary version of the move that I was showing you guys, where you can use some more shoulder and supination in your side pressure engaged, kind of like this. I think the most I ever did was 145, or right around that area, 140 to 145. I don't know if I'm going to do that today. That's a lot. I don't know if I'm going to try to hit a PR that way, or if I'm going to do a very strict PR and just kind of set a new limit for myself to test in the future. But I got 100 pounds on there now. I'm going to do most likely a set of 3, depending on how good it feels. If it feels bad, I'll stop and go back to doing volume. You guys will see it. But I'm going to try a set of 3 here. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to have some music playing. So I'm going to have to put some music over this, most likely, so I don't get copyright strikes. But I'm going to give this a shot real quick, and we'll see how this goes. you all the weight real fast. No fake weights around here. 100, it's 2 45s and a 10. It felt pretty good. Pretty good. I don't know what I'm gonna hop to next. It might be fun to try a 3 rep PR. I don't think I've ever done that before on back pressure. It's always been 1 rep. It felt pretty good. I think I'm gonna do 110 for 3 and then try 120 for 3. I'd be really happy with 120 for 3, that's a lot. So I'm gonna take, I left my rest time to 2 minutes because I'm going heavy now. So 2 minutes of rest. I'll come back here in a moment when I got 110 on there. I probably won't even speak on the next clip. I'll just go right into me lifting with some music over it. So I'll see you guys here in a minute when I'm done resting. Folks, I'm pretty sure that was set number 6. I wasn't thinking about counting, so we're gonna be on number 7. I still gotta do all 10 sets. I'm gonna lower the weight though. That was 135. You have 2 90s, a 25, so 115 plus 2 10s. I don't count the loading pin. It maybe weighs like 2 pounds, if that. But we'll say 135 for 2 clean reps for me, clean. And then one where I bopped it up a little bit, but I couldn't finish the whole movement. But I'm pretty happy with that. For day number, oh goodness, 1, 2, 3, 4 after my tournament and the after polling and stuff, I'm pretty happy with that. So, whew, took a lot out of me. I'll probably have all the audio cut out like I was saying earlier, but I was yelling a little bit in that last one. That was pretty intense. I'm gonna finish these sets though. I'm probably gonna go down to like 70 pounds and maybe 45 the last 2. Or 2 or 3, and then just rep it out. Then I'll move on to the next movement. I still have to show you guys the other 2 movements I'll be doing. Super simple stuff, but just the way I do it and all that stuff. The usual for the 9 elements of arm wrestling videos. But I'm gonna knock these out, and I'll come back to you guys when I'm on to the next movement. Okay, guys. So I finished up the table back pressure over there. Feeling pretty good for going as heavy as I did. I don't really have that much pain. I feel a little bit of a flare up on my shoulder here, and kind of the shoulder and elbow over here. This arm's not quite as risky as the right. But the next movement is just a standing variation of back pressure with a strap that I happen to really love, especially because of the way that I pull on the table. Very tight, very connected is what I aim for most of the time when I'm pulling a lot of back pressure and pronation. So this works really well for me. All that I got here, and I'm gonna pick it up and show you guys. Just straight up a plate. Got the strap going to the top just because it's a little more balanced. And then usually you want to have this just tied off the strap, so that way you can just have the loop part. You put your hand in here, blah blah blah. I'm not going to tie this strap today. I have another one that I'm supposed to be using for this, but it's not with me at the moment, so I'm just gonna make do by taking my hand like so. I'm gonna put the strap to the inside, the first part of the strap to the inside, so it's not pulling my pronation. And then inside of my palm, I should say. And this strap goes around the back, and I'm gonna pull on this back strap that I put over the top to actually tighten it down a little bit. And I'm just gonna squeeze my hand nice and tight, and this won't really work your grip at all. It's the way the straps are pulling against each other. So it's pretty close to having it just looped. And then the way that I set this movement up, like I was saying about how I pull, is I'm gonna tuck my arm into my belly, like my tricep, this is my pec line right here, kind of right underneath my pec line. Got my arm dipped a little bit. You can have a little cup doing this as well. That's totally acceptable. There we go. I'm just gonna pick it up. And then usually I'll do this from like a 90-degree angle, or maybe even a little tighter to work on a lot of connection. And I'll just rep it straight up like this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We'll do 12. There we go. And you can hold this nice and tight like so as well. I'm gonna rotate so you guys can see it, nice and tight. And I really love this exercise. It'll burn out your brachioradialis like crazy. It'll actually work your front. I should know what this is. Normally I do. My brain isn't working right now. It's late, tired, I'm hungry. But front delt. I think it might be front delt. But the front part of your shoulder, that pushing force, which is actually what we're going to work next to the posting pressure. This is still considered back pressure / posting pressure, but the other one's directly going to be working at posting pressure. But you'll work a little bit of that here as well. And static holds with this lift for building strength are incredibly good. So I'm going to do 5 sets of this, 3 to 12 reps. I'm going to keep this light, probably just do a whole bunch of sets of 12 reps. I'm going to finish these, and then I'm going to show you guys the posting pressure exercise next, and that'll be it for today. So I'm going to come back when I'm done with this right here. Alrighty guys, so I just finished up the standing back pressure. It took me a little while because of the way I had to wrap the strap, so I don't have it looped at the moment and knotted. But I got it done, feeling pretty good. It helped me a little bit get some blood in my arms after the table back pressure. But now it's time to train directly posting pressure. And posting pressure is your ability, in case you happen to miss it earlier or in the first episode, is your ability to not elbow flexion your opponent's back like this, but it's your ability to actually drive straight up with your front delt, the front shoulder right here, your ability to drive straight up into the air. So this is something that I think a lot of people either don't know about or don't really train, or they just don't show themselves training it. I don't know. You do train it a bit when you're doing shoulder press and dumbbell press and stuff, but this is a little bit different than most of the shoulder movements because it's right in front of your body. So the way that you set up, I'm setting this up as if I'm going to rise. As you can see right here, it's right in between my index finger meat right there. Hand straight up. And then you never, ever, ever want your elbow or your tricep to be contacting your body, because this is going to negate basically like half of what you're trying to do with your shoulder here. You want the shoulder to be holding all the weight. So you'll set up nice and vertical like so, right about there. And you're just going to pick up the weight and hold it right out in front of you like so, about 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And this is only about 35 to 40 pounds on here at the moment. The reason I get a little 35 to 40 pounds is because I got a bunch of pulleys here, so I think it's cutting the weight that I have on in half. I got 70 pounds, it's cutting it to about half. So somewhere around 35 to 40 pounds. You don't really need much with this because it's a shoulder movement right out in front of your body, so this tends to be weak on a lot of people, which is one reason that I think this is really important to train. And it also trains your tightness here, your ability to get close. It also helps just with a little bit of riser training as well, kind of like a second riser-ish workout during the week, separate from the main one. But this, I'll do about 10 to 20 second holds. I'm going to do 10 sets, because so a lot of volume with this. I really want to get this movement strong. You don't want to go super heavy. I would say the max you want to go weight-wise when you feel good is a weight that you can kind of max out, holding it around 10 to 12 seconds. I wouldn't go beyond that because you might just really tear up your shoulder and just cause some unnecessary injuries. But I'm going to knock this out, the other 9 sets, and my left arm work as well. And then we only have one video left in this series, and that'll be the side pressure and rowing pressure. So I'm excited to show you guys what I got to train those. But yeah, if you like the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so that way I know you guys enjoy the content here. And in the comments as well, let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to try and respond as best I can. And then if you have any suggestions for me directly, just let me know maybe how I can improve my training. I always love to take feedback and try and improve as best I can. And also make sure you check out code Easton in the description down below. Check out All Max Supplements. Use that code to save 20% on your entire order through their website. I got a link to their website directly in the description. But yeah, I'm gonna knock this stuff out and do some other recovery work like cardio and maybe some sauna and stuff like that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.